Hi! Before we get going, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. We appreciate it so much, and let's get into it. Almost everyone knows that Hanukkah is the Jewish holiday that drops in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. But maybe all you know about it is that it is a time when Jewish families light an overly ambitious candlestick. Well, today, on Exceptional History, we are going to explain where Hanukkah came from and the reason it is celebrated today. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for some exceptional history. So where did Hanukkah come from? Despite being an ancient holiday, it is not mentioned once in the Tanakh, which is the Jewish equivalent of the Old Testament. However, the New Testament managed to slip it into John 10:22 as the Feast of Dedication. Fortunately, the holiday's origins are documented for us in the two books of the Maccabees, which are recognized more as historical documents than canonized Tanakh. According to the story, around 164 BC, Antioch IV, a Greco-Syrian king, wanted to expand his kingdom into Egypt. That meant he had to conquer everything in between, and the little country of Israel happened to be in his way. Once Antioch conquered Israel, he needed to bring social and political stability, and to do that he enforced Greek culture over Jewish culture. The idea behind this was that once a culture accepts a foreign ruling culture, they become less resentful to that ruling power, but this is usually done voluntarily over long periods of time. Antioch didn't want to wait. Since Judaism plays the biggest role in forming Jewish culture, he illegalized the Jewish religion altogether. He also arranged a massacre of thousands of Jews, the desecration of their temple by sacrificing pigs inside of it, and installing a large altar to Zeus. And if Jewish purity laws are anything to go by, this was going to take a long time to clean up. By the end of this, the Jews thought of him more as Antioch the Mad, and a rebellion that took on guerrilla warfare tactics broke out. Now this is where things get fuzzy, because it isn't certain whether this was a civil war between the Greek-influenced Jews and the traditional Jews that Antioch reacted to, or if this was simply Jews rebelling against Antioch, or maybe a little bit of both. What we do know for sure is that the most famous rebel of this war, Judah Maccabee, was at the head of it all. He and his 4 brothers, the sons of a rural priest, gained the name Maccabee, which translates roughly to hammer, partially for their resolute tactics in removing Greek gods from areas dedicated to God and reinforcing their culture and religion. To make a long story short, the Maccabees' guerrilla warfare tactics eventually drove Antioch's forces back, and they were able to enter triumphantly into Jerusalem, where they ritually cleansed the temple and established Jonathan Maccabee as the high priest. They then celebrated their hard-fought victory with a festival and rededication of the temple that they remember to this day as Hanukkah, or the Festival of Lights. But now you may be wondering where that ambitious candlestick comes in. Well, according to rabbinic tradition, during the first Hanukkah celebration, the priest could not find oil to light the menorah in the temple, which is really important and central to temple practices, Jewish history, and Jewish culture. Suffice it to say, a continuously lit menorah was vital, but the priest only had enough oil for one day. Working with what they had, they lit the menorah and hoped for the best. But instead of lasting for one day, the menorah lasted for 8, giving the priests more than enough time to find the oil they needed. For that reason, during Hanukkah, menorahs, or Hanukkiahs, are lit every night over the 8-day holiday and allowed to burn down. Each successive day, a candle is added to the main candle, or shamash, until there is a total of 8 new candles on the final day. However, since this holiday was not related to the commanded holidays in the Tanakh itself, there was a good chance that when it came into existence, it would soon go out of existence. But a tragedy that encompassed all Jews would cause this holiday to evolve into much more over the centuries. Hanukkah wasn't always considered a big deal Jewish holiday. It was actually considered a minor holiday until the Romans destroyed Jerusalem and scattered the Jews across the world in 70 AD. Then it was seen as a way to unify and preserve Jewish culture. It became an important stabilizer for the Jewish people and reminded them of their homeland. Even in the Holocaust, Jews in concentration camps found ways to forge their own menorahs and celebrate Hanukkah. Over the lengthy 2,000 years since Hanukkah came into existence, it has evolved many traditions. Since it is a holiday with a focus on oil, many of the foods are fried in oil or come out oily. Kugel, challah bread, and latkes are all lovely and mostly greasy foods that this holiday aims right at your arteries. Chocolate coins are also given, commemorating the newly minted coins the Maccabees put out as a free state. And, over Hanukkah's 8-day period, small gifts are exchanged. These traditions may make this holiday seem like a cross between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and there are definitely some comparisons, but the holiday is seen more as a time to be dedicated to God and be reminded of and thankful for the light He sheds on His people in times of darkness. And with that, Happy Hanukkah! I hope you liked that video. If you did, you know the drill. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and leave us a comment to let us know if you liked this, if you didn't like it, what you thought about it, and we will see you in our next video.